In today's class, we are going to take the next one called as if conditional statements. The next concept we are going to discuss called as conditional statements. Conditional statements means they are going to be dependent on the condition. For example, if you have paid the course fees of minimum 50% of your course fees, I'm going to add in the Google Classroom. Okay, assume this is the example. You have paid the 50% of your course fees means I'm going to add in the Google Classroom. What is the meaning of this? Means whoever has satisfied the given condition. Whoever satisfying. If means whoever satisfying, this is the condition. Here there is a condition. This condition, whoever satisfies. Whether you have satisfied or not, how I am going to have means the output should be either true or false. True means satisfied. For the we are going to write one condition. And for that condition, if the output I am going to get the output as true means, then it is satisfied. If the output is false means the condition is not satisfied. If you have paid the fees of 50%, means the condition in terms of true. If the condition is true, I am going to add in the Google Classroom. That's it. Sir, if I am false, sir, if I have not paid the fees, now what you are going to do? That here there is no requirement of that because nothing is there. If this condition is satisfied, add them the Google Classroom only is there. So we have to discuss only that. This is called as only if. Okay, example, purely example. Okay, so here with the example of if, I'm having only the if of this one. If you are satisfying the given condition, if the condition is satisfied, I'm going to do. Now second option is if and else. We are having the second option. If and else means nothing but if you have paid the course fees of minimum 50% of your course fees, we are going to add in the Google Classroom. Else, we are not going to add. Here, the second option is there. Else part is there. Okay, else part is there here. Whereas in this case, there is no else part. Only if is there. If means one condition. So within the Python, we are having if else is possible, if elif is possible, if elif else is possible, and nested if is possible. Okay. So let us understand these things with respect to one by one very clearly. That is if separately, if and else with a separate, if elif separate, if elif else separate, and nested if separately. We'll understand each of them clearly. Now, for example, I want to go to my hometown. Okay. So there is holidays, and during the holidays, I want to go to the hometown by using some kind of train. I want to go through train. Assume this is the example. This is the situation. If train tickets are available, I will go. If train tickets are not available, then what you are going to do? Obviously, you are not going to do anything. Simply keeping quiet. That is the meaning of if. I have decided based on only train tickets. If the train tickets are available, I will go. If not train tickets are not there, means I will keep quiet. I will not try with bus. I will not try with anything, nothing. Right? Next, this is called as only if condition. Only exclusively if. There is no else, there is no nothing else. Now, second option number 2. First, I will try with train tickets. If it is not available, I will go on bus. Else bus. Means first you are going to try the train tickets. If it is not available, you are going to go through the bus. This is called as else. Now, third option. If train tickets are available, I will go through train. If I will try with respect to some kind of AC bus. Okay. Else, this is also not available. AC bus is not available. If I will try with normal bus without non-AC. Non-AC bus I will try. Third option is non-AC. If this is also not available, finally, else I'm not. This one is I'm going with respect to called as second class ticket. Second class ticket means there is no reservation. We'll have the ticket. Obviously, we'll have the ticket. Right? So these are with respect to called as if, elif, else, right? So like this, we are having with multiple things. For example, you are having with your plan A, plan B. When you are going to execute the plan B, if the plan A fails only. If the plan A is successful, are you going to execute the plan B? Not even you are going to see, na? The same thing. Here, if plan A, if plan A, else plan B. If plan A fails, automatically plan B will be executed. If plan A fails only, else part will be executed. Now tell me, you are having plan A with you, plan B, plan C, plan D. And you want to execute in the sequential order of like this. If this is available, first you want to go with this. If it is not available, you want to try the plan B. If it is not executed, plan C. If it is not executed, plan D. You want to try in this way. The same thing you are writing like this. If plan A, if it is successful, then remaining everything is nothing. You don't need to check also that one. You don't need to implement, you don't need to check. If plan A fails, fails means else. Then you have to try with plan B. If this is also failing, then come with the plan C. If everything fails, automatically go with the last one, plan D. If everything fails, means plan D only, obviously. Right? So like this, we are having with respect to called as conditional statements. Conditional statements works based on the operators. So that is the reason we have to complete the operators. Then we have to get into the conditional statements. Because 1 is greater than 2. Whether it is true or false? False. False means it is not going to execute the code of if block. If the condition is true only, it is going to execute the block. So now here what I am going to do is block of code. What is meant by block of code? Block of code means certain lines of code which will be dependent on one condition. If this condition satisfies only, you have to execute this code. If the condition is not satisfied, you should not execute these lines of code. These all the lines, these 5 lines of code are getting dependent on this given condition. If the condition satisfied only, you have to execute these 5 lines of code. If the condition failed, means you should not execute these 5 lines of code. Then it is called as block of code. Where what is meant by block of code means certain lines of code which is getting dependent on one condition is called as block of code. Is that clear? Lines of code which are getting dependent on the condition. Then it is called as block of code. In the Python, we are having this one block of code. We are going to use the concept called as indentation. The concept of indentation. How these, for example, there are 10, let us write like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Total 7 lines of code are there. Out of 7 lines of code, first 4 lines of code are depending on the condition, and remaining 3 lines are, they are not depending on the condition. They are normal code. They are normal code, and these 4 lines are conditional code. How you are going to separate them is by using the indentation. Indentation means in terms of, for example, you are writing if and one condition. After that, you have to use colon. That is the syntax in Python. And you have to give the tab space. One tab space you have to give. And here you have to write the 4 lines of code. For these 4 lines of code, you have to give the tab space. And the remaining 3 lines of code, you have to use normal only. No need to give the tab space. Now, this will understand, oh, since you have given the tab space, this is separated. It will understand, oh, these 4 lines of code are getting dependent on the condition. The Python will understand in this way. Got the point? Now, whichever the block of code is there, that one you have to separate by using the indentation. Indentation is nothing but tab space. Tab space is called as indentation. So now what is the syntax for the if? What is the syntax for the if means? If, first you have to write if, that to small if. Caps lock if is again case sensitive. It is not going to work. Small if. It is one of the reserved word or keyword, which during the variables I have told you, right? This is one of the keyword. If, you have to write the word of if. After if, you have to write the condition. You have to write the condition. And the condition you have to write such a way that the output of this one should be either true or false. For example, here you are writing if 1 plus 2. 1 plus 2 means 3. Output is true or false is not there. Na? So it is not going to work. If you write only this one in the separate cell, if you execute the condition separately, the output should be either true or false. Okay. Which, for example, 1 plus 2 is there. Separately, if I execute in the separate cell, 1 plus 2, answer is 3, not true or false. Na? The condition, if you write separately, the output should be either true or false. And here you have to give the like this, and inside that you have to write the block of code. And whenever this condition is true, then only this block of code is going to be executed. If the condition is false, the block of code will not be executed. Right? Example. Let us see some example. I am writing first condition. Condition number 1. 1 is less than 2, colon, and I am writing print data size, print second line, print SRK. These are the 2 lines of code is there. These 2 lines of code I am going to give the based on the indentation. Some indentation, some gap is there. I'm not starting at the same line of where the I was started. I'm not starting there. I'm moving towards this one. One tab space I'm giving. So now these 2 lines are called as block of code. Which block of code? If block. They are called as if block. Now, whenever this particular condition is true only, it is going to execute. If the condition is false, means these 2 lines are not going to be executed. For example, if I execute this one, now what is the answer? First, it will check whether this condition is true or false. Condition is true or false? True. Since the condition is true, it will enter into the block of code and execute the block of code. And in the block of code, what is there? Print DS is there. So DS will be printed and SRK will be printed like this. Sir, for example, this block of condition is false. That is this one. Now in this case, so now here it is going to have the output as false. Since the condition is false, it is going to ignore the if block. It is going to ignore the if block and it will come out of the if block, next line of the if block. Directly will move to the next line of the if block. The entire if block will be ignored. It will not even see inside what is there. First, it will see only the condition. Inside print DS is there, a print SRK is there, a print something artificial intelligence is there, whatever it is there, inside nothing. Though 300 lines of code is there also, no use. Just it is going to ignore the complete block. If it is false, means it is going to ignore. Got the point? It is just ignoring. Similarly, if the student paid fees greater than or equal to 50%, add into classroom, into Google Classroom, is the if code. Now I am going to check each student whether they have paid their 50% of the amount or not. Yes, paid means I will add. Not paid means ignore. Whatever the amount they have paid. Actually, they have to pay 7,500 rupees. 50% means 7,500. Assume. They have paid only 7,000. Ignore. They have paid 6,500. Ignore. They have paid only 6,000. Ignore. They have paid 5,000. Ignore. Whatever the course fees is there, within that 50% they have paid or not. Paid students will be added in the Google Classroom. Not paid means whatever the amount, forget. Whatever the amount, condition satisfied, yes or no. Only 2 options. True or false. Sir, I have paid 6,500, sir. Only 1,000 was left out, sir. No, whether you have paid 3,000 also same. Whether you have paid 6,500 also same. Finally, the answer is you have not satisfied the condition. So simply ignore. I'm ignoring. Example. Once again, example only. Okay. So just here, the same thing we are going to consider. See, first let me remove the outputs. Now tell me first this one. First I am writing print if 1 is less than 2. 1 is less than true. Condition is true or false? Condition is true. Since the condition is true, it is going to enter into the if block. Inside the if block, what is there? Print Shiva is there. It is going to be printed that one. And once the if block is completed, next it will come to the next line. Whatever is there in the next line, it will come automatically. Okay. Now here, I am going to get printed first Shiva followed by print DS. Now let us assume the same condition was failed. Now in this case, the if 1 is less than 2, that is nothing but this condition is false. False means ignore the if block. Come to the next line of this. Okay. Sorry, 1 is greater than 2. 1 is greater than 2. So ignore the if block. Condition failed na? Ignore the if block. Now this line is inside the if block or outside the if block? Outside the if block. So it is not working based on the if block, irrespective of if block. If block will be ignored and it will come to the next line, empty line, followed by next line, which is print ds. So it is going to print the ds. Print ds is not getting dependent on the condition, whereas print Shiva is getting dependent on the condition. So this is called as block of code. This is called as normal line of code. Is that clear? Now, 1 is greater than 2. Print high. Now tell me whether the condition is satisfied or not satisfied. Now, what is the answer? If it is not satisfied, simply ignore. It is going to be ignored, but no error. It is not going to throw any error. Just it is going to ignore only. And it will come to the next line. Whatever is in the next line. Here there is next line is not available, so it is coming out of that one. It is not going to throw error. Just it is executing, but condition not satisfied, I am not working. If the condition satisfied, I will work. Right? DS is out of the if block na. First this part is printed from here to here. Out of the next it is come to the next line. After next line. This is and this is both are independent to each other. There is no dependency. This is separate. This is separate. First this part is executed. After the third line, it will come to the third line. Once if block is completed, it will come to the third line. Sorry. Yes, only for print Shiva only it is if block. Whether Shiva has to be printed or not means it is going to be dependent on the condition. If the condition is true means print Shiva will be done. If the condition is false means print Shiva will not be done. Is that clear? Now, 1 is greater than 2, print high, print Shiva. What is the output? First it is going to take the first line. First line, first one. If, whenever there is a word of if, immediately it is going to see the condition. Condition is true or false? Condition is false. Since the condition is false, ignore the if block. Means it is going to strike off like this. That block of if block will not be executed. It will come out of the if block. And it will see in the next line what is there. Here in the next line, print Shiva is there. Print Shiva is getting dependent on this condition or out of the condition. How you can know that one? Because there is no indentation for this. Right? So it is going to give me only output as Shiva. Now, for example, this one also is inside the indentation. Now, both of them are the part of the if block. Since it is out of the, this is out of the if block. This is, if this is like this means inside the if block. Now, sir, I have written 1:2. So in your Jupyter notebook, once you write like this, if 1 greater than 2 : and if you press the enter, automatically it will take the indentation. You no need to enter the tab. Automatically it will only take. Whenever you have written this colon, automatically it will take the indentation. For example, you have not given the indentation. Like this you have written. Now it is going to throw error called as indentation error. Whenever you are using the if block, for that block at least one line of code should be there. The if block cannot have without one line of code also. Minimum one line of code should be there in the any block of code, means at least one line. Minimum one line to maximum infinite. There is no limit. Right? So, no need of creating the variable. Choice is yours. If you want to create the variable, you can create the variable. Right? Now, next one is here. See, just the same thing I have written in the flowchart. Flowchart is going to say that expression, test expression is nothing but called as condition. Condition. Condition is true means execute the body of if. If the condition is false means come out of the if block and go to the next line. Next line of the if block. Ignore the if block only, not entire cell. Not enter the Jupyter cell, you should not ignore. Only the if block you have to ignore, not the entire cell. Is that clear? For example, Here the cell is consisting of one line, second line, third line, fourth line, and in the fifth line if block is there, and here I'm having like this, and these other lines like this. So first it will execute the first line, second line, third line, fourth line, but these things has to be executed means here the condition should be satisfied. If the condition is satisfied means this block will be executed. If the condition is not satisfied, this block will be ignored and remaining everything will be continued. You can't ignore the entire cell. You are ignoring only the block of if only you are ignoring, not the entire cell. Okay. So if the condition is true means execute the body of if. If the condition is false means ignore the body of if and come out of that one. Clear, guys? If, only if, only if. No need of else or nothing. Only if is also okay. Is that clear? Now, for example, if you have attended the class yesterday, raise your hand. If you have attended the class yesterday, raise your hand. I have told you like this. If you have attended yesterday is the condition. Raise your hand is the code. Okay, don't raise. Example only. Okay, now whoever the students has attended the class yesterday, they are going to raise their hand. Yesterday means last class, that is Saturday's class. So they are going to raise the hand. So whoever has not attended, what they have to do? Raise your right hand. I am asking like this. Raise your right hand. Whoever has not attended, don't do anything. Because for you, I have not told anything. Na? Whoever has attended only, for them all I have told, raise your right hand. For others, I have not told anything. So you no need to do anything. Yes. If you are not attended, miss, raise your left hand. Raise your left hand. What is the meaning of this? If the condition of if is failed, automatically the condition of else will be executed. Automatically. If you are not attended, miss, so if you are attended, miss, okay. Opposite to this is else only, na? So automatically, miss, remaining people, they are going to raise their left hand. Got the point? So now same thing, here also the same. Here, with respect to the expression, whatever the condition is there, the condition, if the condition is true, then execute the block of if. If the condition is false, execute the block of else. For the else, you no need to write the condition, just opposite to the if only. For else, you no need to write the separately condition. It is not going to check based on the condition. If failed means automatically else only. Got the point? So here just if 1 is less than 2, condition is true or false? True. If the condition is true, execute the block of if. Then remaining part will be ignored. If this is failed, this will be ignored and remaining part will be executed. Whatever the one block is executing means remaining other blocks will be ignored. Any one only will be executed, not all of them. In the flow chart also it is very clear. See here. You are executing the body of else only when it is condition is false. When the condition is true, only you are executing the body of if, not with respect to the body of else. Both the things you are not going to execute because the condition can be either true or false, but both the condition it is not going to satisfy. Either this one will be satisfied or this one will be satisfied. Any one only will be satisfied. Any one block only will be executed. Not all the blocks will be executed. Right? So here, if 1 is less than 2, that is condition is true means it is going to execute the block of if. So automatically the second part is ignored. That is with respect to else part is ignored and you are going to get first. If the condition is failed, now this condition is failed means if block is ignored, automatically else part will be executed. Automatically, it will not check again the condition. Automatically, it will check the condition and it will print the according to that. Is that clear? If and else. Only if is possible, along with the if and else also possible. Clear, guys? Any questions till now? For example, you ask the user to enter the number. Ask the user to enter the number, and if the number is even number means print the number is even number. If it is odd number means print the odd number. So ask the user to enter the number. So x is equal to int of input of enter a number. First, when you are executing this cell, first it will come to first line. In the first line, hash is there, so it is considered as comment, and it will not even see what is there inside that. Whenever the word of hash is there, after that it will ignore. So this line is ignored. Second line it will come. Again it is empty. It will ignore. Now it will come to the third line. In the third line, x is equal to is there means first right side part has to be executed. In the right side part, multiple brackets are there means inner bracket has to be executed first. That is enter a number followed by input. Input means rectangular box. Whatever you are inserting, it has to be converted to int, and finally it has to save to the x. So here I am entering the number as 23. So 23, int of 23, that is x is equal to 23, and it is going to create a object called as 23 with x. And next it will come to the fourth line. In the fourth line, again it is empty. Nothing is there. Now it will come to the fifth line. In the fifth line, whenever it has seen the if word, automatically it will see as per the syntax whether there is a condition and there is a colon. This both it will check. First it will check the condition. And condition, that is nothing but 23 modulus of 2 is equal to 0. So since I'm having the arithmetic operator and also comparison operator, modulo belongs to arithmetic operator, double equal to belongs to comparison operator. First priority gives to the arithmetic operator, that is 23 divided by 2 to 11 times 22. 1 is the remainder. So 1 is remainder means 1 is equal to 0, which is false. False means ignore the if block. Automatically else. Else means irrespective of the condition. Print x. What is x you have taken? 23. 23 is odd number. It is going to print like this. The Python will execute in this way, line to line, letter to letter. Is that clear? How the Python will execute in the backend? Line to line, I mean letter to letter. So first it will come like this, one by one. Whatever you have written in the order, it will come in that order, right? And it will check for each of them. Now here A, B, C, D is equal to 2, 2, 3, 4. So it is going to create an object of 2 with A. Again 2, only 2 is there, so B only for this. Since it is a immutable object, both will be assigned to the same object. No need to create a new object for that separately. No need to have any kind of shallow copy. Automatically by default deep copy will be applied. And C is equal to 3, that is 3 with C and 4 with D. This line of code, it is going to have like this in the backend. Okay, the kernel is going to create the objects like this. Now it is going to check now if A is equal to B or C is equal to D. So whenever you are having, again the comparison operator is there, at the same time logical operator is there. Both the operators are there. So first priority gives to the comparison. So comparison operator, first A is equal to B, that is 2 equal to 2, true. C equal to D, that is 3 is equal to 4, false. True or false, finally the output is false. Sorry, true. True or false na? So true. You are going to get the true. Since the condition of true, so since the condition is satisfied, it is going to execute the if block, ignoring the else part. In the else part, error is there also, it will ignore. So for example, sir, here I am going to make an error. Everyone knows this is an error, syntax error. Na? So let us execute this one. Still, you see, if you execute this one, it is showing that it is a syntax error, which is that thing, but here you are not using this one. So now if you use this one, it is showing that ABC. Since the condition of if is satisfied, it is showing the output as ABC. Clear, guys? So since the condition true or false, out of which the output is true. Since the output is true, it is going to execute the block of if, ignore the block of else. For example, here I am writing end. Instead of or, I am writing end. Then what is the answer? Just a minute, guys. Suddenly my D button is not working. Let us go with R only. Right? Next one is D. You are going to get DEF. If the condition fails means automatically DEF is the answer. Next one. We have completed if and else. These are two things have been completed. Now the third one. Now, for example, I am having plan A. If the plan A fails, in the else automatically it is going to execute the plan B. Automatically, it is not going to check also. It is going to automatically execute. This is if and this is else. If this failed means automatically it will execute. But I'm not having like that. I'm having plan A, plan B, plan C. Like this, I'm having multiple plans. Right? For example, let us think that I want to go to my hometown. Once again, I'm saying the same example where I want to go to my hometown. My first priority I'm going to give to the train. Assume example. If the train was filled, AC bus. If this is also no tickets are available, non-AC bus. If this one also completed, next I will try with respect, just that's it. First I will try with train, AC bus and non-AC. If none of them is available, I will not even go. I will not even go. So for this, what I'm going to do is, first I'm going to write if train tickets are available. First one. Second one, once again, it has to check the condition. Na? If this failed only, you have to check. Failed means else. Condition means if. So elif. EL stands for failing of if and if stands for condition. Once again, check the condition. So check the condition of whether the AC bus is available or not. Elif means once again check the condition whether non-AC bus tickets are available or not. If none of them are satisfying, this was failed, false. Answer is false means ignored. False, ignored. False, ignored. Do nothing. Else is not there. Na? Automatically to execute, else is not there. I am writing only if and elif. So like this, elif, how many you can write? Infinite. There is no restriction. But first one should be if. Directly you can't start with the elif. That is the rule in the Python. Okay. So you can't start with the elif directly. First you have to start with the if. And like this you can write multiple things. Is that clear? So let us see this one. At the end, else is of your choice. If everything is not there, finally else you want means select. If you don't want means don't select. You are having with respect to if, elif only. If, elif, elif. If, elif, else. Two options you are having. Similarly, how you are having if and if else. Similar way here also we are having with if and elif. If, elif, else. Else is your choice. You whether you are interested to write means write. If you are not interested means don't write. Choice is yours. Right? So see here, first expression. If the if condition is true, execute the body of if. Execute the body of if. If else means condition is false of the if block is ignored. Then check the elif. Elif is also false. Then go with the else. If else was given. If else is not given, don't do anything. So in this case, tell me, if 2 is equal to 2, condition is true or false? True. True means down part you have to ignore. None of them you have to check. If this failed only, you have to come down. What is the word of L? L means condition failed. If the condition failed, you are coming to the next one. When you will go to the other course, when you are not understanding this course. When you are understanding this course, why to learn other course? Right? You don't need to check or you don't need to work on that. So simple, the same logic. Right? So first, if you are checking the if that is condition, since the condition is true, you are entering into the loop or you are entering into the block of if block and print the first. So output is first. Sir, if this condition is failed, first condition was failed, that is not equal to, I am writing not equal to. Now first one is answer is, tell me, false or true? False, ignored. Second condition, ignored. Now what is the output I am going to get in this case? No output will be there. Cell will be executed, but no output will be there. Because conditions, all of them are false and everything has been ignored. None of them has been executed. Is that clear? Else is not mandatory. Else is of your choice. Sir, else automatically I am writing else like this. Else just a minute, guys. My laptop keyboard is not working suddenly. And you are going to write in this. Okay, now tell me in this case what is the output. First you are going to check the if condition failed, ignore. Elif again failed. For else, no need to check the condition, directly you have to execute. Blindly you have to execute whatever is there in the else. If every condition fails, miss, else only, automatically, right? So for example, let us assume that we are staying in a room in the Amirpet, one of the room, and today night we want to purchase using the Swiggy some biryani. First we are going to try biryani from Paradise. If it is not available, Swiggy shows that today no orders is no more accepted. Okay, next we are going to try with another one, second hotel. This is also not there. Third one, this is also not there. Yes, automatically we have to cook the food in the room and we have to eat. First we are trying all of them. If none of them is satisfying, automatically the last one, this is finally. No sir, I don't want to cook the food, miss, don't write the else. Without eating, just we have to sleep. Right, we are trying with all the options and nothing is available, miss, don't eat. Don't eat, miss, no need to write the else. If you want to eat, miss, write the else, that whatever is available we have to eat. That is the else. Is that simple? So just else is of your choice, it is not mandatory. Okay, now in this case tell me, first if 1 is not equal to 1, false, miss, if block is ignored. Next, elif. Whenever you are writing the word of elif, again you have to write the condition. Only for the else only, no condition is applicable. For remaining everything, conditions are applicable. This one, condition accepted or failed? Again failed. Okay, now automatically these two conditions failed. Else, miss, automatically else, when the else block will be executed, miss, if all the above conditions failed, miss, automatically it will execute. In this, what is there? Print all is well with the world, it will print as it is. Print ds, and after that it will ask the user to enter some value and it is going to convert to int and it is going to save as a, and b is equal to a plus 20 and print the b also. So it is going to do the same thing. First, all is well in the with the world ds, these both are printed and it is going to ask input of rectangular box and I'm entering here 20 or some kind of value 14. Now 14 means a is equal to 14. Now b is equal to a plus 20, that is 14 plus 20, 34. B is equal to 34, print b. So b of 34 will be printed. Sir, here 14 also printing na? 14 is not printing, it is asking me whatever the value I have entered, that value is this way. It is not printing. Only this one printed, this one printed, and finally this one printed. These three has been printed. This is the rectangular box. What is the value I have entered? That is the rectangular box. Is that clear? Now, grades. So ask the user to enter the number, marks, enter the marks of the, enter the marks. And based on the marks, if the marks are greater than 90, print grade A. If the marks are greater than 70, print grade as B. Yes, print grade as F. Right? So here just you are asking the user to enter the marks. So I am entering the marks as 94. So first it will check 90, enter the marks as it is 94, and a string of 94 will be converted to int, and int of 94, that is y is equal to 94. It is going to create an object of 94 and it is going to give the value of y like this. Now y of 90, so greater than 90, 94 is greater than 90. Yes, condition satisfied. Condition satisfied means remaining blocks will be ignored. If the first condition satisfied means remaining will be ignored. Any one block will be satisfied means remaining all of them will be ignored. Now since 94, so 94 means grade A. It will not even check in the elif and else. It will not even come down. So for example, once again I'm executing the cell. This time I'm entering only 90, exactly 90. 90 is greater than 90. No, condition failed. So it will come down. Elif y is greater than 70. That is 90 is greater than 70. Condition true. So print B. It is going to print the grade as B. Is that clear, guys? That is with respect to if and elif. Now, sir, for example, let us take like this. You are writing the same example. Sir, 95. Sir, condition 1 is satisfying the given requirement. Condition 2 also satisfying. Na? Both of them are satisfying. 95 is greater than 90. 95 is greater than 70. Both the things are satisfying. When you will come to this one, when this one is failed only, you will come to this one. If this is successful, who asked you to come down? So if this is successful or if it is okay, this condition is satisfied, no need to check the down part. When you are going to come to the down part means when it is failed only. Clearly the word of elif indicates. Elif means if has failed. If the if was failed. If failed. That is the meaning of that one. Elif meaning is if condition has failed. If condition is successful means then elif will not be executed. Is that clear, guys? Now, here write a program to identify the largest of two numbers from the asking the user to enter the two numbers. So you are asking the user to enter the two numbers, that is first number and second number, and based on which you are going to check. First two numbers, ask the user to enter any two numbers as per his choice. First you are going to check between two numbers, n1 is greater than n2. If this condition satisfied means automatically the largest number is n1 only. If n1 is equal to n2, both are same. If these two conditions are not satisfied means automatically with respect to n2 is the largest one. For example, I have written 4 and 20. First 4 is greater than 20. No, condition failed. 4 is equal to 20. No, condition failed. Automatically n2 means 20 is the largest number. For example, 24 I have written 24 and 20. Now it is going to check 24 is greater than 20. Yes, satisfied. 24 is greater than 20 means 24 is the largest number. Is that clear? So in this way we are just printing the values, that is 24 and 20. Just it is checking that one, and whichever based on the condition is printing. Clear, guys? Now this is with respect to the logic which you have to write. Just the logic. For example, forget about the Python code. There is no Python code. Just you have to add, there are two numbers are there. Out of these two numbers, which is number is greater than miss, how you are going to check that one? Just you are going to see between the two numbers with your eyes, and based on the two numbers, which is the largest number that you are saying. How you are going to do that one? Just you are applying the concept of greater than or less than symbol. Any one symbol you are going to use. Choice is yours. Whether this one is less than this or greater than this, you are just observing. Condition is just you are going to use the condition of less than or greater than symbol. The same thing. The same thing you write with respect to if. The same thing you write with the if. Is that clear? Now, similarly, for example, there is a screen 1, screen 2, screen 3. There are 3 screens are there. If the user has selected screen 1, you have to open this one. If the user has selected screen 2, you have to open this one. If the user has selected screen 3, you have to use this one. Now, for that, what is the code you have to write? If the user has entered 1 miss, you have to open this one. If the user has entered 2 miss, you have to use. If the user has entered 3 miss, you have to use. First, you ask the user to enter the number. So for that, what you are asking is input of enter number 1, 2, 3. You are going to give like this, either 1, 2, 3. These are the 3 options you are having. Using these 3 options only, you have to select. And whatever he has selected, you have to convert to int. Convert this one to int. And store into the variable called as I. Or whatever the things you want. Okay. Now, if I equal to 1, then just execute the screen 1. Open the screen 1. If he has entered 1 is I is equal to 2, open the screen 2. If I is equal to 3, open the screen 3. Else, say that invalid input. You say that invalid input. For the person who has entered 4 or 5 means, say that it is an invalid input. Please enter the valid input. Right? So whenever we are calling to the customer care, press 1 for English, press 2 for Hindi, press 3 for any local language, whatever it is. Like this, it is going to say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 like this. But if you are entered with respect to 0, what it is going to say? Invalid input. The backend code is this one. Okay, just it is going to execute based on the if and else condition. Similarly, in the ATM mission, if you are going to the ATM mission and in the ATM mission, you are having English language and Telugu and with respect to Hindi, something you are having these 3 languages and you are selecting the Telugu English language and automatically next you are going to get the screen with respect to English only. And it is going to ask whether you want to withdraw the amount or whether you want to bank statement or if you want to change the PIN, whatever it is. And everything was written with respect to English. If the person has executed, the person entered, whatever he has entered is equal to English miss. So related English screens only you are going to get. If the person has executed with respect to Telugu miss, you are going to get the Telugu screen. Automatically it is going to redirect to the Telugu. If the person has executed with respect to Hindi miss, it is going to execute with respect to Hindi. Within that, again, it is going to ask you enter the user to enter the PIN number. For example, you have selected English. Within that, again, one more if. If PIN is equal to the original PIN, both the answers are same, then you move on to the next one. Else, say that incorrect PIN number. The entire ATM machine was based on the if and else only. Completely it is if and else. The entire code is if and else. There is a backend, there is a code. The code is either Java code or Python code, whatever it is. One code is there. And whatever the ATM machine you are saying is called as with respect to product. Inside that, there is a deployment. The code was deployed in the ATM machine. And what is the code exactly written in the ATM machine is we are going to see. Next one. Next example is going to be that one only. Okay. Now, so here, if I want to identify the largest of 3 numbers, there are 3 numbers. Don't ask the numbers. You have to satisfy any 3 numbers. You have to write the condition in such a way it has to satisfy any 3 numbers. For this, identify the largest of given 3 numbers. Identify the given 3 numbers, which is the largest number. For that, what is the thing you are going to do? Forget about the Python code. There is no Python, there is no Java. Forget about the programming language. Generally, I have given you 3 numbers. What is the logic you are going to apply? First, you are going to see between 2 numbers, out of which is the largest number. That one you are going to separate and you are going to compare with the third one. Right? The same thing. The same thing, right, as a logic. The same logic you convert as the Python code. Don't start directly the Python code. Whenever they ask you the question, don't start directly with the Python code. Forget there is no Python code. Just apply your common sense, and generally with the common sense, how you are going to do that one. That one you have to convert to the Python code. Got the point? Now, for this, tell me what is the first you are going to do. If n1 is greater than n2 and n1 is also greater than n3. If it is this one is greater than this one and this one also, automatically which one will be the largest one? N1 only, obviously, because end means both the conditions should be satisfied. Or means anyone. I am not considering or end because both the conditions. If both the conditions satisfied, this number, this is only big number. When compared to this one also, this one only big number. Automatically out of 3, this is obviously big number. Right? So bring the largest is N1. Elif. Now you have to do with the if this is not satisfying, means this is not the largest one. Now second one we are going to go with n2 greater than n3 and n2 greater than n1. Largest is n2. So many of the people will write like this, which is a wrong one. So what is the wrong, sir? Already you have compared n1. N1 is not largest, means now within the 2 only you have to compare. Why again comparing with n1? Who asked you to again compare? It is not the largest. First condition failed means automatically n1 is not the largest, obviously. If it is not largest, again, why to compare that one? Same thing, why you are using for again comparison? Already the answer, you know, this is not the largest. Then why to compare? No need to compare, right? So now you have to see between these two only. That is, n1 is greater than n2. If that is n1 is equal to n2 is equal to n3, then print all of them are same. All are same. Yes. What is the last option? n3 is the largest. This is number 1, n1, n2, n3. If this is the case. Got the point? Now, this is one way of code. Tell me, apart from this, another way. Apart from this, another way. Just forget about the Python code. Just apply the logic. One way is applying this one. Second logic is, can you apply any other different logic, or this is the only option you are having? Is there any other logic you can apply? What I am going to do is, out of these two numbers, which number is the highest one I am observing first. Whichever the highest number is that number I am going to compare with the third one. So I am writing if n1 is greater than n2. Okay. If n1 is greater than n2, within that, I am going to recheck whether n1 is also greater than n3. If this condition satisfies only, it will come inside. If the condition is not satisfied, not even it will come into the inside. Got the point? So you can write using the like this, or you can write like this. In the both the ways. So for the Python, for the one single answer, there are multiple options to write the code. Right? For example, let me write in a different way. A is equal to 24. What is the meaning of this? 24 is assigned to A. What is there any other option? How I can assign for 24 with A? Is there any other options? A is equal to 10 plus 14 also I can write now. Then also A is equal to 24 only, right? A is equal to 8 plus 16 also I can write, right? You can write A is equal to 1 plus 1 plus 1 like this, 24 also you can write, right? Or A is equal to float of 24.0 int of. For one thing, these are multiple things are there. Right? Infinite options are there here. Like this, you can write infinite. A is equal to int of string of 24. This one also, that one only, right? A is equal to 24 only. For everything, the same meaning, na? So here we are not going to work here in terms of we are having multiple options, right? So see here, first n1 is equal to n2 is equal to n3 means all the numbers are equal. n1 is greater than n2 and n1 is greater than n3 means print n1 is the largest one. If n2 is greater than n3 means n2 is the largest one. Yes, n3 is the largest one automatically. So tell me any three values. For example, I am taking 14, 0, 18. Now first, it will check this one. That is 14 is equal to 0 is equal to 18. So condition not satisfied. So if block is ignored. Next, 14 is greater than 0. True. And 14 is greater than 18. False. True and false. False. False means ignore the block. Finally, output is false. Now ignore the block. Next, now you are going to check 0 is greater than 18. Again, false. Ignore the block. Automatically, the third one, that is 18 is the largest. You are going to get output as 18 is the largest. Now, if you want to try with remaining 0, 0 and 1. Now, again, it is going to check 0 double equal to 0 double equal to 1. Condition failed. Since the condition failed, so it is going to next n1 greater than n2. 0 is greater than 0. No, again the condition already failed. Next, 0 is greater than 1. Condition failed. Obviously, 1 is the highest one. It is going to print 1 is the highest. Is that clear, guys? Now, the next one is called as nested if. Within the if, you are having if means it is called as nested if. Right? Now, this is the last one which we are going to discuss. So I have told you first one is only if. Without else, only if also I have shown you. If the condition satisfies means it will print. If the condition not satisfies means it will not print anything. It will not do anything. But no error is possible. Okay. And I have shown you with if and else also. With if and else. Then I have shown you with if and ellipse. Without using the else. Then I have shown you with if, ellipse and else. Multiple ellipse you can take. If you have to take only one, ellipse infinite. Minimum 1, 0 to infinite. There is no restriction. If you don't write also, no problem. Only elif, without writing elif also, you can create the program. If is mandatory. And that too only one. You can't write multiple if, you can't write 3 ifs in the code. First one only is called as if, remaining everything are called as ellipse. Only one if is possible. Only one. Again, similarly, else also. Else means either 0 or 1. Either it will be 0, means no else is okay, or 1 else only will be there. Not multiple else also will not be there. Right? So if can be only 1. In the bracket, only 1 is possible for if. For ellipse, 0 to infinite. Multiple. You can have multiple ellipse. Whereas else, you can have either 0. 0 means without using the else also you can write the code. If you want means only one else you have to use, not multiple else. For example, if, elif, else, 2 else also you can't use. Else means automatically if everything is failed means automatically this one only. Na? What is the meaning of second else? If this is not going to fail, right? Because here there is no condition. Na? If the condition is there, it is going to fail. There is no condition means where is the concept of failing? There is no concept of failing, right? Now, for example, if you pass NASSCOM exam, if you pass the exam, you'll get the certificate, NASSCOM certification. What is the meaning of this? If you pass, you'll get. If you don't pass, if you pass exam, you'll get the NASSCOM certification. What is the meaning of that? If you don't pass, miss, nothing is going to happen. Else is not there. Else is not there. Only if is there. Is that clear? Now, else, Naresh IT course completion certificate. Course completion certificate. Which is nothing but in bracket invalid. Which is no use. If you feel course completion certificate is only useful, miss, just if you pay the full fees and without attending the classes also, at the end you'll get the course completion certificate. Okay. Don't attend the classes also. Just pay the fees and wait for 4 months. After 4 months, come and collect your course completion certificate. Directly, I am only telling now. Whether as a trainer I can tell or not also, I don't know. But I am saying directly. If you are interested in course certificate, miss, you can do it in this way. But which is invalid. What is the use of that one? If your requirement is course completion certificate, miss, please ask me. No need to have 15,000 also. In 500 rupees or 50 rupees also, DTP work also, I will show you. How to get the multiple course completion certificates from multiple institutes. Okay, which is invalid certificates. Right? So there is no use of all those things. Don't focus on the course completion certificate. If someone says that we are going to provide the certificate, miss, don't think that certificate will have the value. Since the students don't know anything, these people are bluffing. But actual real fact is, during the interviews, course completion certificate is having the weightage of 0% within the data science. For others, I don't know. I'm saying about only for the data science role. Other roles, it is applicable or not, I don't know. Purely, I don't know. I'm not going to comment on that. Okay. Now, coming to the nested if. The last one is nested if. Nested if is nothing but which is having within the if one more if. Within the if, one more if is called as nested if. So how we have seen for the nested list, nested tuple, nested with respect to dictionary, same way, right? So within the if, one more if is called as nested if. So here num is equal to 4. Now here 4 is greater than or equal to 4. Condition satisfied? Satisfied means else part will be ignored. Now this else is related to this if. These both comes under one category because these both are on the same indentation. Since both of them are on the same indentation, these both comes under one category. These both comes under one category. And this if will not be decided based on this else, or this else is not related to this one. So these both are one category, and this one are one category. Now here 4 is greater than 0. Condition is true. Since true, execute the if block. Means this part you have to execute. Within that, 4 is greater than equal to 0. Condition failed. This condition failed means automatically this if else part will be executed. If this entire if block is failed means this else part will be executed. Got the point? Is that clear, guys? Now, in this case, tell me first, you are going to take num is equal to 4. Num is equal to 4 means 4 and num. It is going to create an object called as num. Next, 4 is greater than or equal to 0. Condition is true. Condition is true means execute the block of if. Else part. This else belongs to this if, first if. So this part will be ignored automatically. So now we are going to focus only on this block. Within this block, you are going to execute the first one. What is there in the first one? 4 is equal to 0. Condition true or false? False. False means this block is ignored. Up to here it is okay. Now since this if is false, automatically this else will be executed because these are connected to each other. So what is the answer? I'm going to get positive number. I'm going to get as the output as positive number. For example, here I have written the condition as -4. Now tell me. First, it will go inside this. That is number. -4 is greater than or equal to 0. Whether it is greater than or equal to 0? No. The entire if block will be ignored. The entire block of if is ignored. Now automatically else will be executed within that negative number. So it is going to print the negative number. Right? Now, next one is, I'm writing here 0. This is 0. Now 0 is greater than or equal to 0. Condition is true. Condition is true. That is satisfied. Now inside this, it is going to check the first one. 0 is greater than 0. Sorry, 0 is equal to 0. Yes, again this condition satisfied. Now this if else part will be ignored because this is executing now. This will be ignored. Since this is executed, this one will be ignored. And finally, you are going to get the output as 0. Got the point? Now, for example, now again I am taking the same example. I want to go to my hometown. I am going to check if in the AAC bus tickets are available in the AAC bus or not. First condition. Within the AAC bus, sleeper ticket. Sleeper is available or not. Within the sleeper, I am going to check whether lower berth is available or not. Within the lower berth, again I am going to check whether it is single seat or double seat. Lower also 2 will be there, right? Now, first, whether AAC bus tickets are available or not. Bus is full. Complete ignore. No need of discussion of all these things. If the bus is full means no need of discussion. If the bus, AC bus is available, AC buses are available. Now first priority I am going to give the sleeper. Sleeper bus tickets are there or not? No, not there. Again ignore. There is no use. If this is also satisfying, next I am going to check whether lower berths are available or not. If lower berth also available, then I am going to check whether it is a single seat or double seat. Single seat. Now, if everything is satisfying, book the ticket. If one of the condition failed also, don't book the ticket, obviously. Else is not there. Else is not there means else will not be executed. Else is there means else will be executed. Else is not there means else will not be executed. Simple. Based on the code only. Whatever the code I am writing, based on the code, it is going to execute. Sir, writing like this instead of like this, directly you can write in the single if AAC bus tickets are available and it is sleeper, end, it is lower, end. Directly you can write end like this and book the ticket. In one line only you can write now. Okay, right. This is one option. This is one more option. Choice is yours. Is that clear? Got the point? That is, choice is yours. You can write in the nested if, you can write in the ellipse, you can write with respect to within the one single if only end condition. End means all of them should be satisfied, not one. Every condition should be satisfied. Right? So then what is the use of nested if? For example, now you have went to the ATM machine and it is showing English. Since you have selected the English, related to English only, whatever is there, within that the code will be executed. If the person has selected English, then ask the person to enter the PIN number accordingly and the code will be executed accordingly. If the person has executed Hindi, then the next screen, enter your PIN number also will be displayed in the Hindi only. If the answer, if you have entered in Telugu, the next screen you are going to get, enter your PIN number in Telugu. దయచేసి మీ పిన్ నెంబర్ ఎంటర్ చేయండి. Hindi means I don't know, sorry, out of coverage area. Right? So just you are going to get like this. The next screen will be dependent on whatever the things you are entering before. Right? So here whatever you are entering, that is English you are entering or Telugu you are entering or Hindi you are entering, whatever the language, according to that the next screen will be printed. For this case we are going to use, first one is if, this is elif and this is with respect to elif. And within that again, if the PIN number is matching only, it will enter into the inside again. If the PIN number is not matching, again it is going to throw the invalid PIN number. Got the point? Now let us see this one, this code. Now tell me guys, amount is equal to 20,000. Once I insert my ATM card inside the machine, once I insert, now automatically it is going to read my balance. Two things it is going to take. One is balance, the second one is PIN number. These are the two things it is going to collect. Balance along with the bank details. My entire bank details it is going to take in the backend. In your ATM card, the backside, the black strip is there, right? The black strip will consist of all these details. It is encrypted in this black line. Okay. Now, once you have entered, now we are having the balance of 20,000 in your bank account. 20,000 balance is there, and the PIN number is 1234. Example only. Don't try with my ATM. Okay, example of 1234. So now we are having with respect to this one. So first, you are asking the user now executing the cell. First line, enter input of enter your PIN, and I am entering the PIN is 7410. Okay, 7410. Now automatically this condition, it is going to check 7410 is equal to 1234. Since the condition failed, the entire if block is ignored, and directly it is going to say invalid PIN number is the answer. Directly it will say that invalid PIN number, because this code was designed with respect to first one as the PIN. This code was designed with respect to the PIN. So that is the reason it is asking the PIN number. Got the point? Now once again you are entering the PIN number of 1234. Now PIN number satisfied. Now it is asking the withdraw the amount. How much amount you want to withdraw? Once it is completed, it is asking the withdrawal amount. I am asking with 1 lakh rupees. Now it is going to check whether the withdraw amount is less than your balance amount or not. Is less than or equal to your balance amount means it is going to withdraw. Yes, it is going to say no sufficient funds in your account. My bank account is having 20,000 and I am asking 1 lakh means it is simply saying that this withdrawal amount is not available in your bank account. Now, once again, PIN number is 1234, condition satisfied, and I'm asking 10,000 rupees. So 10,000 rupees is less than my balance amount. So the processing will be completed. And it will give the sound of counting, and finally the amount will be dispatched. I mean, released. Is that clear? Got the point? If and else. Now, using this if and else, we are going to have the assignment, your first assignment today. Till now, whatever we have discussed in the last Saturday's class is the pure basics of Python. LKG is completed. Now we are in the UKG. Today's class started with UKG. Okay. Now, based on this today's class, I'm going to share you the assignment. The user to enter the weight in kgs.